gratitude the fact that you have been a member of this fraternity for more than 50 years. It has authorized the conducting of this ceremony and of appreciation for the service that you have rendered to the fraternity during the time you have served your brothers, your neighbors, your community, and the fraternity. We are honored tonight by your presence and pleased that we can be a part of honoring you for your work as a Master Mason. Personally, I'm honored to preside over this recognition, having presided previously to and presented to you your 25-year service award when I was last master of this lodge. Brother Chaplain, you will lead us in our devotions as we ask the blessing of the great artificer of the universe upon these proceedings.
Let us pray.
Please stand if you are able.
Almighty God, whose watchful eye is ever over all your children, we bless your holy name for your goodness to all of us, and especially to our brother, whom we honor this evening for the many years he has served you and our fraternity. For life and health and strength and the daily provision of your good providence, we give you hearty thanks. May we find in you rest from every burden and grace sufficient to meet every need. In our daily living, may there be light and peace, and may what we all experience as the day passes an abundance of faith, hope, and love. So may we live that when it is your pleasure to call us to enter into your nearer presence, we may receive your word with commendation. Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. Brother Mack, you have witnessed many changes in the course of your half-century of Masonic service. But brotherly love, relief, and truth still prevail wherever the teachings of Masonry are lived. You have well earned the commendation of your brothers and friends, and it is with pleasure that we honor you this evening. 50 years ago, when you were initiated as an entered apprentice, and my father presented to you the apron which you are wearing this evening, you heard the words, "It may be that in coming years upon your head shall rest the laurel leaves of victory. On your breast may hang jewels fit to grace the diadem of an Eastern potentate. Nay, more than these, with light added to the coming light, your ambitious feet may tread round after round the ladder that leads to fame in our mystic circle, and even the purple of our fraternity may rest upon your honored shoulders." I doubt at that time that you thought you would one day serve as Grand Master of Masons of North Carolina. But you did, and you represented us well during your term. When a person becomes a member of this fraternity, he assumes obligations and responsibilities that make a lasting impression on the mind and serve as an uplifting and ennobling influence on one's life and character. From the pages of the Holy Scriptures, which we call the great light of Masonry, and which always rests upon our altar of Freemasonry, we read again and again of the blessings bestowed upon all who walk humbly with their God through an honorable life. It is written in the Proverbs of Solomon, former king of Israel, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me your days shall be multiplied, and the years of your life shall be increased." Proverbs 9, verses 10 and 11. Brother Mack, 50 years ago you were advised to remember your Creator in the days of your youth. Today we commemorate the completion of your half-century Masonic fellowship, and we honor you for your many contributions to the fraternity. In life, each Mason gives of his substance, time, loyalty, and steadfast devotion. All of us are reminded to dedicate all that we are and have to work to the work of God here on earth. Tonight we remember that our gentle craft gives far more to us than we could give to it in a lifetime of service and devotion. Tonight, my brother, as we pay tribute to you on your golden anniversary, we pay tribute also to the fraternity which opened its portals to you and to us. The opportunity is ours to build our lives on the sublime principles that it teaches. Most worshipful Brother Bob Gresham, you will approach the altar, please, sir. My brother, by virtue of the authority invested in me, it is my privilege for and on behalf of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of North Carolina to present to you through most worshipful Brother Bob Gresham the Grand Lodge 50-Year Veterans Award as a visible token of its fraternal love and grateful appreciation.
Marshall, before I do that, would you put my card up? We've had a few ice cream masters in this room, but they know what I'm gonna tell you about that. When you are appointed into the Grand Line, one of the first things you're told is to start keeping a list of people that you want to anoint the kids to appoint to the Grand Line. And everybody, all of them that have done that, know where I'm coming from. And me, like everybody else, I had a little list, some come on, some go off a little bit. Mack had made my list, but I didn't know Mack that well. One day I'm at the Grand Lodge office working on my year, which was 2012. And Walt said, and Walt, for those who don't know, was our growth secretary at the time. I said, well, he's on my list. I said, well, let me tell you a little bit and then think about it. And I did. And so later, the Grand Lodge officers and boards on purposes had a meeting at the coast. Because I was going for that, and I made sure that Mack, as chair of what committee were you going to?
Secretary of Service.
Secretary of Board of Custodians. And I made sure that he was invited to come so that he could report the Board of Custodians to the board. And I said, why don't you bring Linda with you? Because a lot of us had never met Linda, and I don't even know her myself. I've never seen her. And so he did. He came and said, after we had the dinner on Saturday night, wasn't it? You know the date. I told Mack, I said, I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes after we get back from dinner. So we get back, I got Charles to our room, and he got another stored away in there, so he come back downstairs. Then we talked to Paul, and I finally said, Mack, I'd like to report you to the line. I'm not qualified. I shouldn't do it. I can't qualify. Give me a bunch of excuses. And finally I said, Mack, I've read the code. I know what all the requirements are to be Grand Master. You can have one up. So I don't want it here. I'm okay with you going back upstairs to get a little talk about it, and I'll be in the restaurant tomorrow morning. Well, they come in and they look like one little dog. They haven't slept anyway. Sorry about that. But they talked for a while, and finally Mack agreed that he would let me appoint him. And I did. And I feel like, hope all of you agree with me, but I feel like do a good day's work. Half of those folks probably brought out. It is my privilege to present you with this Veterans Award. And I wanted to pin, but I already know where it is now, and I would like to use the pin. And the way I want you to do it is the way the Navy SEALs do it. Do it without tobacco. You sit it there and then you hit it. That's the way the president. I got my stick up here, we can hit it with that. It's pretty low.
Way to go, Linda.
My brother, may you wear this emblem in health, happiness, and prosperity. May your days be long upon the land which the Lord our God has given us. 50 years ago, the badge of a Mason was placed in your hands, at which time you were admonished, as are all Masons, to wear that spotless apron with pleasure to yourself and honor to the fraternity. Thus, I trust you will wear this award. May the joy of this moment abide with you always, and may you ever stand as a just and upright Mason, worthy to be known as a son of God. My worshipful brother Gilbert, would you conduct Brother Mack's bride to her seat? Most worshipful brother Sean, would you conduct Brother Mack to the east?
This is not going to be easy for me. It's a whole lot easier to give awards than it is to receive them, and I enjoy giving an award. And I want to thank everybody for being here. I'm not going to call out everybody's name because some have come a long way, but I am going to recognize a few people who have been helping with this. I didn't have this. Today is exactly 50 years tonight, and I'm probably about 2 hours away from somebody telling me I was officially a member of the lodge. And I didn't have this many at my third degree. But I'm unaware with the response, and I have some notes that I'm just going to talk. And again, first I want to thank Linda. We've been married 54 years, 1 month, and 2 days. She's been my biggest supporter, not just in the lodge. When I was working, traveling, and working in Mexico for 16 years, she was always there. And so I love you, I thank you, and this is your award too. And any of our spouses that, when we receive an award, it's their award too, because they work just as hard for it. I want to thank certainly Riverside Lodge number 606 for allowing us to have our meeting here. It means a lot. I have a lot of mentors up on that wall, and I'm going to point out this photograph here, especially if you're a certified lecturer. Come look at that photograph in 2011. I was serving as Grandmaster Ledford's as his grand lecturer that year. And that photograph represents 3 generations of certified lecturers. Jake Abernathy, and where's Ray? Ray's back there, his son, and where's Jake? And Jake was the grandson. And sadly, 2 months later, Jake Sr. passed away. But that's the only 3 generations. We've had plenty of father-sons that were certified at the same time. But I've never seen in any of our history 3 generations at one time. So I had a lot of help going through the lodge from my neighboring lodge here. So I do want to thank you guys who have been very kind to let us have the space that we needed, and we weren't sure how much space we were going to need. It was very kind of you to do that. And to my lodge, Newton and Randy explained, it's always been confusing. We were the first lodge in Catawba County. So people will say we're going to Catawba Lodge and say, you going to Catawba Lodge in Newton, or are you going to Riverside Lodge in Catawba? And so it's an honor to have a meeting here in this lodge. And I want to thank my officers, you know, or my lodge, they've always been there to support me. Anybody that's been Grand Master knows how much work that puts on your lodge, and to host a district meeting, things like that, and to host this, and they've always been there. Sometimes I feel like a burden, not an asset, but they always step up, and I love you guys, and I appreciate it. I want to also thank Most Worshipful Bob Gresham for presenting me the award. We had almost 45,000 members that year, according to our book of reports. And so what he gave me was what I consider the Masonic winning lottery ticket in our grand jurisdiction. One person out of almost 45,000. And so you say, why me? But I'm glad you didn't, looking back, I'm glad you didn't go with all the things I told you that I wasn't the right person, and I didn't know that I was, because it's been
It
a
proves I'm hard of hearing. My wife tells me all the time, but I'm hard of hearing.
I appreciate that, and Linda agreeing, because it's a big commitment for the wives. And we went back to the room and we talked about it, and I said, we're going to do this together or not do it at all, and she graciously accepted. And we really didn't know what we were getting into, and nobody does, sacrifice and out-of-pocket expenses, but the experiences are wonderful. And so I thank you for being here tonight for this special event for me, and for Right Worshipful Gilbert Bailey, who is my appointment to the Grand Lodge line. And if all goes well in 2027, or in December or whatever, of 26, I'll get to install you as Grand Master. And I'm proud of you. And where is Most Worshipful Sean? You're behind me. He's been like a second son to me. He followed me through the Grand Lodge line, and we appreciate you and sharing. You kind of filled in with our kids being in Malaysia. You stepped up and really been a benefit to us. I want to thank Worship Brother Josh Bristol, where is he? And Worship Brother Russell Bridges. They helped coordinate a lot of this activity. Now, today is Worship Brother Josh's 15th anniversary as a Master Mason on July 22nd. And Worship Brother Josh, congratulations. I'm probably not going to make your 50-year award. I will be 109. If I do, you can come get me, because Russell drives me a lot of places. If my math's right, he's going to be in his early 90s, and he won't be able to drive me. Or at least he'll be driving the speed limit.
I doubt that.
But thank you guys for what you've done, and it really means a lot to me. And you know, we're talking the 25-year service award. And Freemasonry builds friendships with those who have been casual acquaintances. It strengthens the relationships among close friends. I look around this room, and there's only a handful of people that I knew before I joined this fraternity. Of course, Linda, my cousin Donna, and then I have a few classmates through elementary, Jennyville. We've known each other since the first grade. Some high school classmates, Ken Sigmon, I knew through church, and of course the butler. This will be hard. And they're here. I joined this fraternity because of a good close friend, probably my closest friend, Mike Funk. When he joined the lodge, and his dad was a state trooper, Dewey Butler. Dewey was the master the year I joined. And I heard them talk about the lodge, and I didn't know what it was. Linda's dad was a member of Mount Holly for 25 plus years. He wasn't always active. He traveled with power, but they never talked about it. But I heard Mike and Dewey talk about it. I didn't know what it was about. And Dewey, you'd have to know Dewey, in his own way, he would kind of drop some hints. So finally, I decided I'm going to try this. I don't know what I'm getting into, but I'm going to try it. So on March 25th, 1975, I turned in my petition to the lodge, and it kind of evolved from there. And I didn't know what I was joining, but I knew if Mike and Dewey were a part of it, it had to be good. Dewey and Lyd, they were like second parents to Linda and I. And of course, Pam's here, Mike's sister. And Sherry, his widow, he lost Mike in 2008. They've been like younger sisters to us. And of course, Gary, I don't know where Gary is, standing back at the door. I was inactive for 21 years, and Mike called me and said, Gary decided to join the lodge, turned 18. He said, meet me and Sherry, you and Linda, we'll have dinner, and I want you to sign this petition. And he said, I want you to give his third-degree lecture. And I said, Mike, I haven't done that in 21 years. He said, relearn it. So I did, and I ended up getting really excited, and I got back and got recertified, and then William, where's William back there? He joined in 2008, and Mike passed a couple weeks later. So the Butler family, I wouldn't be here if it would be for the Butler family. And so we thank you. This is for Mike and Dewey as well. They didn't make 50 years, but they were real mentors to me, and I'm honored to have known you. You know, I look around this room and I see people that I've given lectures to, that I've installed as officers, that I presented service awards, sadly conducted funerals for them or their family members in the lodge. And you know, it wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have met all of you had it not been for the lodge. When I got back active, after giving Gary's lecture, I said, you know, I wished I had kept a list of all the people that I had given lectures to and things like that from 1975 to 1983. And then I thought, well, you know, I can go through our minutes. And our lodge only had 6 total lodges in the district, and I'd only probably visited 4 others. So I went back and met with each of the secretaries and got all that data. And then I started keeping this list that some of you know is kind of embarrassing to talk about. Some might say, you know, there's probably doctors or medication that can help you. I've kept this list for the last 22 years with every name and every event. And sometimes when I update it, look back through it, I see people who touched my life, made me a better person. So tonight, if you do anything for me, it's to sign that register out there, because it's for members and guests. Because I've got these white notebooks, and there's already a place for put all these names. Because we wouldn't have met without joining this fraternity. And so those words, Freemasonry builds friendship with those who have been casual acquaintances and strengthens the relationship to close friends. Those are simple and meaningful words, but you look around at the extended family that Linda and I have come to know over the last, especially 22 years, it's amazing. It would be sad if we would have never met. So I thank you for all your kindness and your coming here. It's just, it's overwhelming. Thank you. Thank you. I did need to mention one other thing that I skipped over. I've got a whole Grand Lodge family here, and I want to thank them, because, you know, when you go through this Grand Lodge line, I have people that served before I became a Grand Lodge officer, Grand Master. I have those who I served under, and I have those who served under me, and many of them are here. And I just want to thank you for your support and wise counsel. You know, I silently studied every one of you guys as leaders when I was going, even before the line, when I was the Secretary of the Board of Custodians. I would get these meetings and I would look how you led people and how you managed people. And that was kind of my silent university to see how you handle situations. And we all have good, easy situations we deal with, and we have difficult, and then sadly, we occasionally have the ugliest of the ugly that we have to deal with. But I learned from you guys. I didn't want to disappoint you, but I can't thank you enough for what you taught me, so that when I became Grand Master, I wouldn't be the worst Grand Master ever, and I wouldn't embarrass you or embarrass myself, but not do justice to the high honor that we get to bestow that one year. So I thank my Grand Lodge officer teams and how much they've meant to me over the years, and that's family too, so thank you for that. I think I'm through.
Aren't we glad that I couldn't hear when he said that?
Look around.
Last Grand Master Gene Cobb was not able to be here this evening, but it's my understanding he sent a message that someone is prepared to read. Someone?
It's an honor and a privilege to bring you greetings from our Sovereign Grand Inspector General.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
There you go.
All right, Phil. I got the pipes tuned up for you, brother. Brother Mack, as he addresses you throughout this letter on both Supreme Council and Grand Lodge letterhead, this is a letter from Gene Cobb, who's our Sovereign Grand Inspector General, and it says, "Dear Brother Mack, congratulations on this occasion of your 50 years as a Master Mason. I address you by the title brother instead of illustrious, companion, Sir Knight, noble, or most worshipful, because as our brother, you have exemplified the best of what we are all supposed to be. The only problem I ever had with you was when you said you were old and might not live to see this momentous occasion. Now that's off the table."
But I am old.
Well, he didn't say that. When I reflect on the best of my experiences in this fraternity, I will never forget and be thankful for the brother whom I was privileged to escort to the East when appointed to the Grand Line, thinking he'll be Junior Grand Warden in 2017 and Grand Master in 2020. By the way, I lied to you back then. That morning at breakfast, I knew it was you. The brother who worked tirelessly with me for years to make a long-awaited and much-needed revision to the North Carolina Masonic Funeral Manual a reality. The brother I had to call and tell you the plan has changed. You will not be Junior Grand Warden next year. God bless the craft and me by giving us the best Senior Grand Warden a Grand Master could ever hope to have. The brother who did such an outstanding job as Grand Commander when Greensboro conferred the 33rd degree that the Sovereign Grand Commander, Ronnie Seal, 33rd degree, said, "That is the best 33rd I have ever seen." You took that load off of me, and the Scottish Rite is better today for it. Mac, you're the brother who traveled with me around North Carolina, spreading the cement of brotherly love and affection, and is always available to Gene anytime he needs your wise counsel in any of the matters of the life we all share. The brother who amazes Gene every time a degree's ritual work is done, whether Scottish York, Shrine, Eastern Star, or a subordinate lodge. Gene knows it will be good if you are in it. The brother who brings honor, respect, and dignity to every Masonic rite, regardless of the circumstance. The brother whose wife, Linda, is a cherished friend to both Gene and his wife, Brenda. Regardless of how many notebooks and records you have or could keep, none would be more valuable to me than calling you my brother and wishing you and Linda all the best life has to give. I love you, Mac, and we would be there if we could. I thank God every day our paths crossed. With the sincerest respect and brotherly love, Brother Gene.
Anyone else present who has something they wish to say to or about Brother Mack will open the floor at this time.
It's hard not to get emotional.
Spend my whole life trying to fight back emotions.
A grown man sees another grown man get emotional. It's hard not to. That's just brotherly love and affection. The brothers at Hickory wanted to print you with this for your dedication. We love you, brother. And just as you said, it is a family affair. We wanted to give you and Miss Lovely Linda $100 gift card so that you can take her to get something to eat, buy her something, whatever.
Very kind.
We appreciate you, brother, and we appreciate you, Mr. Absolutely. And you can keep it in that. You mean a lot. Take care of it. You mean the world to us. And her support, just like if everybody here, without her wife's support, we wouldn't be here. My wife has helped me in the kitchen. She's helped me time and time again, and I know, Brother Andy, we've all been there. It's a family affair.
And mine's paparazzi, so take a look at
And I'll do
There we go.
that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Carolyn. Appreciate that.
Again, we thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Look, any more days.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
When I started looking at these coins, I had a big jar of candy hats. And I got looking, I had every year except 75. Well, lo and behold, the government didn't make a 1975 coin. That's the year they come out with the bicentennial coin, 1976 to 2000. 1976 back to 1776. So the year of 1975, that coin was issued on July the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. But I've had it engraved with Masonic symbol, 1975 to 2025.
I want to get a photograph here.
You can carry that in your pocket.
The only person in this room who I've known longer than Jimmy, we met in the first grade. We live 2 miles apart. If I'm doing a Masonic service and I need some help, I call Jimmy and he says, I'll go with you. And he's gone to 49 funerals with me. But my cousin Donna is the only one in this room that I've known longer. So I appreciate your friendship. We've served on class reunion committees. We've gone on beach trips. We've done everything together. And it was during my inactive period that Jimmy joined. And I didn't know he joined until I saw him out on the football field one night presenting with his fez on, presenting some kind of shrine award to somebody. And I said, he's joined them. And he's the first master that I ever installed in 2000. And you're a lifelong friend.
You installed me in Maiden in 2000. You installed me in Catawba Lodge in 2006. And then you installed me in the new lodge in Maiden in 2011. So I probably got the distinction of only being installed by Mack in 3 different buildings.
Very special. Thank you.
We are going to ask to take some photographs afterwards. If you could help clear away some of these chairs near the front, and we'll take some photographs up here in the east.
Please sign the register, so I have it. Thank you. We're truly blessed our paths cross. Thank you.